Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Friday, guys. Currently driving, so please bear with me. But I wanted to jump on really quickly, and I just wanted to talk about it is not your responsibility to make other people happy. It is literally not your responsibility to make other people happy. That is their responsibility. We all have to put work in to heal whatever areas that have traumatized us, whatever area that you're struggling with. That is literally your responsibility. And so what happens a lot of times, especially if you've ever encountered a narc, narcs are just, they're so empty in general that they attach themselves to very positive people, to empath, big-hearted people, servers, etc., etc. And so they use and abuse you, and they just take and take and take and take and take, right? Assuming that that's going to fill their unhappy cup, and it's not. That's an internal thing with them, or whoever the unhappy person is. May not be a narcissist, but just a very unhappy person. And so before you know it, you don't even realize that you're constantly trying to pour into somebody. This can be somebody right in your own household. You're constantly trying to pour into a person who is broken, who is hurt, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Motivate as much as you can, but then a time comes where you have to realize that no matter what you do, no matter what you suggest, it's just not your job. It's not your job. And you're trying everything in your power to help this person find happiness. Like you're telling them what to do. Let it be therapy, find God, whatever, see the glass halfway filled, whatever. And they're just not even doing it. They're not doing it. But instead, they're constantly latching on to you. They're constantly expecting you to do something to make them happy. In fact, your happiness really, really, really pisses them off, because it's almost like, why are you so happy? Why are you so this? And I'm over here all miserable and sad. And it's like, because you got to put the work in for yourself. I can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. Right? In fact, there are some things God won't even do for you. You got to do things for yourself. And so I think it's important for people to realize that, because you mess around and put yourself around miserable people, and as your day go on, you're trying to figure out, where in the world did my energy go? Why am I so depleted today? Why do I feel like this today? I was happy this morning, but now it's like I'm just drained. I'm just feeling this heaviness. It's because energy transfers. You have to be very, very careful who you're putting yourself around. If that happens to be you, if you are the unhappy person and something have changed you, trauma, depression, just a broken heart, whatever have changed you, it is literally your responsibility to seek help. In fact, the wise thing to do would be to seek help and get healed prior to trying to attract people into your lives. Because when you attract healthy, whole, not perfect people into your life who've already put the work in, you're going to drain them, and they're not going to stay. In fact, they're going to recognize it extremely quick, and they're just not going to stay. Nobody's going to stay around anybody who just constantly pulls from them from a negative place, who's constantly just grumbling about how horrible life is. Like, you can't even be grateful that you just woke up this morning. You can't even be grateful that how many people passed away on yesterday? How many people are in the hospital right now and got cancer and other diseases? How many people right now are standing next to a burial site? And it's like, everything is so wrong in your life. Everything. I mean, there's not one thing to be happy about. And then you're latching yourself on to people, expecting people to do things to make you happy. Then when these people do things, because they're trying in whatever way, when they do it, you're still not happy. And if it's a narcissist, that's one ploy that they do use. They don't affirm anything. So you can be doing things that are extremely great. They're not going to tell you that. right? They're not even going to acknowledge it. And so here you're doing things because you know they're miserable, so you're trying to do things, right, to really help them, and they won't even say thank you. Right? And now here you are all sad thinking like, I spent my whole day, preparing balloons for your birthday and just trying to because nobody else likes you, so I'm trying to and you bring all these balloons and they just look at you side eye. And now your whole day is just all sad and heavy and miserable because you did all this stuff and they weren't happy. They're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy. It's not your responsibility. You got people right now who are in marriages and relationships, right? Don't even want to go home because the air is so heavy. There's so much tension. And it's because when you walk into this door, there's this miserable energy in the air. It's just, granted, nobody has a perfect day every day. Nobody has a great day every day. We all have our seasons. We all have our days. But never should it be that you are walking around 24/7, 365, unhappy, miserable, and expect someone else to fix that. That is your responsibility. Being the empath that I am, I attracted a lot of miserable people, right? Because remember, typically people are going to be attracted to the opposite. So it's like, wow, I love your light. I love your happiness. I love your energy. So you attract them. And so I would move from a place of ignorance, this thinking that I can make them happy. And in fact, you just can't. They make you unhappy. So then you got to get to a place where you're logical. Like, okay, I can give you some tips. I can hopefully lead you to God, right? Where God can tell you exactly the areas you need to heal, etc., etc. Once I give you these things, and if I see that you're not even applying these things and you're right back in my face trying to steal my energy and you have done absolutely nothing I've given you my advice to do when you ask for it, I ain't got time. I will block you on sight. I promise you. Some of y'all probably listening now who are blocked. I don't have time. I don't have time, right? And it really takes growth to get there. Once you get to a place where you really realize that God has to use you for a bigger purpose, when God starts to really put you around people who are healed and healthy and whole, right? When God placed you in an environment where you finally discovered peace, you will do everything in your power to protect that peace. You will recognize unhealthy people very, very quickly. And there's no judgment because you probably were that person at one point in your life. So that is why you try to help as much as you could. But then there comes a time where there's a fine line between helping people and people taking advantage of you. Start cutting people off until they choose to go get the help they need. Let that be therapy. Let that be addiction. What is it called? Addiction, whatever. I don't know. Addiction, something. Whatever it is. If you feel people are pulling from you, if you feel people are draining you, when you feel like you get in an environment of a certain person's house or job or whatever, you got to separate yourself from these people. Energy transfer. God can't use you when you're all heavy and depleted because of the wrong energy around you. I wanted to share that. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.